very good day to all of you, all the students and the viewers of my YouTube channel. Myself, Dr. Mohammad Zain Khan, working as Assistant Professor in the Industrial Chemistry section of the Department of Chemistry, EMU. So, today we are going to discuss about the resistance as well as the conductance of the circuit. As you all know, that resistance is basically the opposition in the flow of current through a circuit. So, it is basically the opposition, or you can say the hindrance or the barrier created in the flow of current, and it is reciprocal to the conductance of the circuit. The resistance is, while resistance is denoted by R, conductance is denoted by G, and they both are inversely proportional to each other. The resistance depends upon the length of the circuit. It also depends upon the area of cross section. And if we relate it to the length and area of cross section, it is equal to rho L by A, where rho is the resistivity of the circuit. Resistivity of the circuit. Now, resistivity is an intrinsic property. That means it depends only upon the type of material. It does not depend upon its length, its area of cross section, and other properties. As we have conductance which is reciprocal to resistance, we have conductivity which is reciprocal to resistivity. Clear? So if we write a formula of a similar kind of formula between conductance and conductivity, we can write it 1 by G is equal to 1 by sigma L by A, and ultimately we will get G equals to sigma A upon L. So this is the formula which relates the conductance with conductivity. Clear? So on one hand, resistivity and conductivity, means rho and sigma, are independent on the length and area of cross section and depends only upon the type of material. Remember my words. The resistance and conductance depends upon the area of cross section, length of the wire. Clear? Now, the unit of resistance is ohms, while the unit of resistivity is ohm centimeter. Clear? And since conductance is its reciprocal, the unit of conductance is ohm inverse, or we can call it as mho or Siemens. Similarly, the unit of conductivity is, from here you can calculate, it is ohm inverse centimeter inverse or Siemens per centimeter. This is the unit of conductivity. So, for a circuit which is following Ohm's law, that is where voltage is proportional to current, and if we draw a graph, we will get a straight line. For this circuit, the slope is equal to R, which is the resistance of the circuit. But not all the circuits follow Ohm's law. There are certain examples like a battery or a diode which do not follow Ohm's law. Means current and voltage are not proportional to each other. For example, you can see 4 different graphs here: graph A, B, C and D. In graph A and B, the IV curve, voltage, current versus voltage, we are getting a straight line which is passing through origin. They both are following Ohm's law. So A and B, they are following Ohm's law. While C and D do not follow Ohm's law. Why? Because in both A and B we have straight lines, means I and B are proportional to each other. The only difference between the slope is that this shows an extremely large resistance circuit while this is a small resistance circuit. Clear? One is, for example, this one is the large resistance circuit while this is the small resistance circuit. On the other hand, the graph C represents a typical diode, while the graph D, which is a graph of a battery, it is also not following Ohm's law, and because here also you can see they are not directly proportional, while current is almost constant. Clear? At this particular voltage, only current is increasing while voltage is constant. So there is not direct proportionality relationship, and therefore a battery also do not follow the Ohm's law. Clear? So now, for a circuit which do not follow Ohm's law, in that case, instead of using the term resistance only, because they are complicated circuits, there are two different types of resistances in these kind of circuits. If I draw this graph again, I versus V, since the graph is something like this, so instead of calling it the resistance, the slope, we cannot call the slope as resistance. Instead of resistance, we here use two different terms. One is known as the static resistance, while other is known as the differential resistance. Because the circuit is complicated, so is the resistance. It is basically composed of two different types of resistance. So, from this is point A, so from here to point A and then point A to this tangent C, the inverse of this line along point B, the inverse of slope of this line along B is equal to the static resistance. The inverse of slope of line B, it is equal to the static resistance Fr. While the inverse of slope of this tangent line, inverse of slope of tangent line, inverse of slope of tangent line is equal to the differential resistance. This is the difference. So, if a circuit is having high resistance, for example, if it is having high resistivity, which is an intrinsic property, depends upon the type of material. If we want to increase its resistance, or if we want to increase the resistance of a wire, we can increase its length, and when we increase the length, area goes down. ठीक है? तो एरिया जैसे कम होगा, रेजिस्टेंस उतना बढ़ेगा, because A is inversely proportional to R. And higher the resistance, lower will be the conductance, and vice versa. Let us discuss another term which is known as impedance of the circuit. Impedance of circuit. Like resistance, impedance is also a resistance or opposition in the flow of current. Opposition in the flow of current. So it is also like resistance, and its unit is ohm, same as resistance. The only difference is that for a direct circuit, the only difference is that while resistance has magnitude only, the impedance has magnitude as well as direction both. And for a direct circuit, DC circuit, since the phase angle is same, so there in a DC circuit, we can say that impedance Z and R resistance are same. There is no difference. Clear? While in an alternating circuit, the concept of impedance becomes very important. In an alternating circuit, you can see this graph, because in an alternating circuit, the voltage and current are not constant. We are getting they form a sine wave. Means they are going 0, then they are going to the maximum value, again 0 and maximum value. So in this type of curves, because of low and high values, because of sine curve, instead of using the word resistance is the ratio of voltage to current, we use the term impedance is the ratio of sinusoidal voltage to the sinusoidal current. Clear? Impedance Z is the ratio of sinusoidal voltage to sinusoidal current. The unit is almost same, is ohm. Clear? And its opposite, like in case of resistance, the opposite is conductance. In case of impedance, its opposite is admittance. And for an AC circuit, the admittance is also having unit reciprocal of the unit of impedance. That means ohm inverse or mho is the unit. So for an AC circuit, impedance is very, very important. It is basically measured, and impedance depends upon, as I told you that resistance depends upon length and area of cross section. Impedance depends upon the frequency of measurement. At what frequency we are doing this test, or what frequency of is there in the circuit or in the machine. Clear? So this is the basic difference, that for it has magnitude as well as direction, while resistance is only having magnitude. In case of DC, since phase is same, so both are same, resistance and impedance, while in case of AC circuit, impedance is quite different, and it is equal to the ratio of sinusoidal voltage to the sinusoidal current. This is a brief information about resistance, conductance and impedance of the circuit. In our next class, we'll cover capacitance as well as the magnetic properties of materials. Thank you very much.